Hey Chuka, how are we doing? I'm very well, thank you. I hope you are too. It's another hopefully green day. We'll see what happens. There we go. Oh, it's not really better because you can see my face, but it'll do. Right, okie dokie. So let's just start talking then. Right, so daily charts looking good, nice and green. The last hour, not so much so. We're seeing a bit of red. That's going to happen. The last 5 minutes again is green, so it's another day of seeing how it goes. I mean, generally, the response we've had in regards to Silvergate and Signature Banks collapsing is actually pretty good. I did a video on this yesterday basically saying that my theory is that people are retreating to crypto. They don't trust the banks. They don't trust stablecoins. So they are buying Bitcoin and other assets. But we're starting to see some red here in the last 24 hours now, but the daily chart on Bitcoin still looks nice and strong. If we go into the hourly, we can see, obviously, we are consolidating sideways, which is actually not a bad thing. If we can consolidate and find some support here in this range, we are set to test 25 again. 5 minutes then working, hoping all is well. Very well, thank you, Mark. I've got the 9 to 5 as well soon, so popping on for a morning session whilst I can. I hope we're all very, very good. Barry Doge, how we doing, buddy? 5 3/8 favourite. Am I going up the table or am I going down the table? I can't work it out anymore, man. So many different numbers. I hope you're well. Oh man, I'm so tired. There's so much going on. So I'm going to go back now, right? So we all know what's going on in the market. We all know what's happening with the banks. I'm going to start going back to my low cap research. So I'm going to try and find another low cap one that I like, and I'm going to share it in the Discord. So if any of you guys are in there, and I know most of you are, thank you for the lightning bolt, Jay. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much. Very kind. But yeah, I'm going to start going back to low cap research again. I think once this market retraces again, it'll be interesting to see what's out there. But I was looking at Polka Bridge yesterday, a project I completely forgot about, and I think that's a really good one that I'm going to start DCAing into again. It's a peer-to-peer trading exchange on Polkadot substrate. But ultimately, I want to find like a really small micro cap one that has done very well in the past, but has just completely flatlined. A similar chart to Polka Bridge, but just really, really small. So I've decided I'm going to go to do that. Mr. Morpheus, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much. CPI figures due out could be good news. I mean, if the bank if they decide to go with 0.25 or 0, then yes, I think that buy-ins are a possibility. Therefore, freeze of interest rates could be a possibility, and the market would react very, very positively to that. However, it would mean that they're going to turn the money printer on and they're not tackling inflation anymore. So it is a double-edged sword. I mean, I didn't think that they would bail out the bank or do buy-ins or anything like that because ultimately it puts you in a worse position. I think we're at a point now where we need to start seeing this pain. We need it to reset the markets. Morning, Neg. How are we doing, buddy? Do I think that the Bitcoin supply hitting the market on the 20th of March will detract the Bitcoin price? Honestly, no. I really don't. Mt. Gox, I assume it's from Mt. Gox you're referring to. It's a proportion of the supply that's being released back to its creditors. But also you have to look at what's being released. So there was a sizable amount of value in Bitcoin. However, it's not being released in Bitcoin. You're getting a bit of Bitcoin released. You're also getting some Litecoin, I think, and also a serious amount of actual fiat currency. So it won't. I don't imagine it'll be any. I mean, people are going to get it. Some will sell off, some will hold it because it's money that they've written off. So if they're still Bitcoin believers, they'll hold on to it. I do believe if they're not, and they just want to cash out the markets, they'll sell. So yes, there will be some Bitcoin sell-offs, but I don't really think it's going to affect the price that bad. It'll be no worse than a bad day at the office where we do see a slight Bitcoin sell-off. It's not going to cause a market crash. It's a blip in the road as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, we'll see what happens there, folks. Early morning sessions are really difficult to keep going. It's not my normal slot, so if you can start smashing the likes, we'll get a few more people in. That'd be absolutely amazing. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to start looking, obviously, at your questions as and when they come in. But in the meantime, I'm going to start looking at some low caps. I do want to see what's out there, what opportunities there are. I'm going to look specifically, see if we've got any new small value AI data tokens. So AI and data set technologies, not generative AI. AI and big data, that's what we want. But I'm looking sub 1 million market cap because I want to get that decent ROI. I want that to happen. So let's have a look. So this is all sub 1 million in the AI and data field. We've got Raise Network coming up again. They're tagged in so many different fields, but I've looked at those before and they're okay. And I want to do a deep dive on them really, but I want to find something else that is pretty consistently performing. Link Machine Learning looks like it could be quite volatile. I mean, these are all very volatile and very dangerous in the bear market, but I'm having a look for something that could really be very, very low cap, very good value. Anything with GPT in it is a no for me. GPT this small is probably just someone trying to jump on the AI bandwagon. I want something that's a genuine AI data project. There's nothing in there that appeals to me at the moment. So let's try a different industry. Thank you for joining. Thank you for hitting the likes, people. I do appreciate that. As I said, if you get any questions, do please drop them in. In the meantime, we're looking for low cap gems sub 1 million that we might be able to get into. So decentralized protocols. Let's have a look at protocols. Protocols or perpetual exchanges. Okay, DeFi it is then. DeFi, there we go. So there you go. I mean, DeFi is going to be pretty strong at the moment. It's going to be a really strong narrative. Elephant Tan, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. So, as I've just been saying, I'm going to be looking at some low caps this morning. So, if you've got any questions, by all means, please do ask, and we'll have a look. But you know, at the moment, I'm trying to find sub 1 million market cap projects that are worth having a little bit of a punt on. Suter, what is Suter? Let's have a look. Suter. Susuruzu. So it is 0.05 cents, 39% SPY, 2 million market cap. Oh, that's a nasty chart. When did it launch? It launched in 2019. It doesn't look like it's alive, to be fair. The bull run, end of the bull run, March 2022, it was up at 0.3 cents. Let's have a look. Didn't really have a bull run. I mean, this to me looks like it might be a dead project. Let's have a look at the Twitter and see how active they are. Please put low cap findings on Discord as usual. Of course, buddy. Of course. Not a problem at all. It will be shared in there. No problem at all. So they've got a decent following. 74,000 followers. Last pinned tweet was November 2021. And they haven't actually tweeted since December 2022. I would say that this is probably a dead project. They're not doing anything on Twitter. if it's still alive, it's just sat there waiting for a bull run, and they're going to sap some liquidity out of you. So, yeah, Suteruzu would not be for me. That's not one I'm interested in. So again, as I said, going back to the DeFi play, sub 1 million market caps. I'm trying to find something that looks a bit different to this chart. So something that's consistently performed, and actually this one looks like it might be hard. It's got mean tokenomics though. I don't like that. I want some decent volume in there actually as well. Let's go by volume. So sub 1 million with decent volume. Wow. Okay. Proper market caps. So there's an interesting one. See, now this is interesting. You got projects here listed as DeFi. Okay. They are very, 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 very small market caps. Yet look at the volume in 24 hours. 330,000 on a $380,000 market cap. 373,000 volume on a $79,000 market cap. Now it is red at the moment. I suspect that's probably run up and there's been a bit of a sell-off. But that's some interesting stats. I mean, Centric Swap as well, we've got here $30,000 market cap, but $300,000 of turnover in the 24 hours. I'm going to have a look at Centric Swap, actually. See what Centric Swap's all about. I'm sure I've heard Centric Swap. Hi, buddy. Called Crypto GBT yesterday, and it did a 50% in hours. Yeah, nice one, Blind Trader. Well done. Excellent stuff. Morning all, driving to work but tuning in. Morning Tango, hope you're well, buddy. So I don't know if you can see whether you're just listening in, but we're looking at some low caps in the DeFi area at the moment. So sub one. Whoa, hello. Hello, I'm here. So sub $1 million, but with decent projects. So I'm trying to find something that it's going to be risk. Oh, look at that, that's nasty. Okay, so that's had someone pump on it. That's a nasty chart. Low cap but high volume, and it hasn't even had a pump and dump. There's something going on there. December 17, CNS Centric Networks on and off ramp. Centric Networks itself, dual cryptocurrency payment network. Okay, that might be worth a little bit of a dive on. I might make a note of that one. I'm going to do a bit of research on that one. It's been around a while. The chart's really bad, but there's been some action lately, and there's a lot of volume, which is interesting. So that's one to take a look at. Mittia Dan, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Bet I'm awake now. Best project, GGT Game Guru. GGT Game Guru. So it's 0.15 cents. Market cap 114k. Self-reporting supply, which I don't really like, but it's about 80% in circulation apparently. All-time chart on CMC starts in November 2022, so it was launched in a bull run, pretty much downwards ever since. There hasn't been much upside during this run, which means there's probably not a lot of knowledge or interest around it. If someone sat there saying that this is going to be the best project ever, they're probably working for the project or they've invested in it a long time, because no one knows what this is. Decentralized gaming platform utilizes blockchain technology to enable players to participate in safe and transparent digital gaming currency. They're pretty much run of the mill. Let's have a look at the Twitter. Is that anything special? $8,500 followers, so not nothing. Pinned a tweet in December 22. They are still tweeting, so that's good to see. So they're still around. Let's have a look at this website. Can you actually use it? I doubt it. Project roadmap. It's quite a nice website. Very, very basic, but they're very, very, very early days. So I suspect whoever's on this is either in the project or an early investor. Partners, this will be interesting. Yahoo Finance probably means that they've had a write-up on them. Market Watch, there's nothing. CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, nothing. BitCourier, nothing. So there's no official gaming partners on this as yet. So call me back when you get some partners, and I'll see what happens. And it's when it's got a bit more experience under its belt. I'm not writing it off, but there's just not enough out there to see about it. Chicken Tika Frog, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. I hope you're very well. Usual suspects. Survive Devon Lanes for another day. Devon Lanes are deadly, aren't they? They really are. Just see it. There we go. Did I see the data breach with AT&T? I did not. PHB. Let's have a look at PHB. What is PHB? Phoenix. Why do I recognise PHB? 41 million, 44 fully diluted, so that's not bad tokenomics. It's $1.05, all-time high, $2. So it's only a 2x to all-time high. It launched during a bull run, had a spike in September, which is a bit odd. They must have done something good in September. Layer 1 and Layer 2 blockchain infrastructure and empowering intelligent Web3 applications focused on the next generation of AI and privacy-enabled data. Okay. Yeah, Phoenix looks interesting. It's on Binance Smart Chain, which I don't really like, but it's cheap. Let's have a look at Twitter. Let's see how popular they are with other people. I'm going to drop them a follow because they seem to be interesting. 30.4 thousand followers. March 7th, March 1st. So they're not tweeting every day, but they're tweeting when they have news, which is good to see. They are still there and around and still doing bits. Definitely need to see, again, maybe another one that's worthy of a bit of a dive. Let's have a look. So what is this? Phoenix. PHB. I will check them out in a bit more detail. I think they're worthy of a better look, to be fair. Thank you, Chicken Tea Frog. Appreciate that, buddy. Millions of customers and all sensitive data. Yeah, AT&T, massive organisation. Millions of customers. And if they've had a serious data breach, that's not going to be good. Right, okay, let's carry on looking at some low caps until we get some more suggestions. Keep smashing the likes, people. We'll hopefully get some more people in. Right, let's look at these low cap DeFis by volume. So let's go. So we've done Centric Swap, Tribal Finance, Altonio. I don't like that. Okay, let's take the value up a bit. Let's go to 2.5 million. There's not enough of a selection there for my liking. Let's see what the big boys are doing. Mark, thank you for sharing the live, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Good morning to you, sir, and welcome. Right, let's sort DeFi at less than 2.5 million by volume. We've got... Now, that's interesting, because this is one that I have been watching. And they had a massive run-up, and they're consolidating. That's a consolidation chart right there. Yield farm die. So I picked this project because obviously it's the biggest volume under 2.5 million. Market cap's only 1 million, and they have had substantial growth, and they're going sideways at the moment, which would indicate that they are consolidating. Now, the price is $263, but there's only 21,000 tokens, and that's why. 19% in supply, so the price is going to be volatile. We need to check the token vesting schedule on this for sure. But ultimately, there's a lot of volume going through that token. What did we say? 3 million on a $1 million market cap. That's a lot of volume, so that's promising. The last month, We've seen a very meteoric rise from $68 up to $450, consolidating now down to $264. So it is volatile. And I said the tokenomics are going to be interesting because we need to check when these tokens are vesting. But clearly someone is trading or buying this token. It's an entire permissionless DeFi ecosystem that combines staking and farming services, and soon lending and borrowing services. So they're going to go for the whole DeFi enchilada. So let's check out the Twitter, see what that's like. Bax, okay, yeah, we'll have a look at Bax in just a moment. That's absolutely great. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming in. Thank you. So yeah, okay. So let's have a look. So 19,000 followers on Twitter. They pinned 24th of February, and they are tweeting not very regularly. So Twitter's not particularly active. They tweeted on the 3rd of March, but before that, it was June last year. So that's not so good. Let's have a look and see how the website development's going on. So straight away on the front page, the website looks okay, but straight away you've got buy. Anything that says buy on the very front screen without even trying to explain itself, that's not a good look. If it's a genuine project, I would honestly reach out and ask that they have a think about that, because yes, they want people to buy the token, but you don't want it to be the first thing that people see, because you're just trying to shield them your token, and that doesn't always look good. So you can see here they intend to have safe swap DEX, Launchpad, Safe Trade, which is an automated trading bot, staking, farming, and governance. So in theory, this is a very good platform if that all comes out and it all works. You've got the project there. So I was just wondering how much of this is actually live. Now, I'm not signed into anything yet, so I'm going to go in and have a look at the app. So you've got your swap, got your Launchpad. Interesting. So they have had a few launches and they are vesting, but these all ended in July 2022. Funnily enough, in the middle of the bull run. So they didn't even go to the end of the bull run with their Launchpad. Trading bot, obviously, I haven't got access to. There's Polygon stuff here as well. I think this is one that I would probably research more. There's a lot of volume going through it. It can't be that bad. If there's like this much volume going through. I mean, $3 million of volume in 24 hours is a lot. It's just helping them consolidate in this higher range. So I think for me, that is one that I'm probably going to look at. I'm going to try and log on and see what they're all about and connect everything. Thank you for liking. Thank you for joining, people. As I said, although we're doing this little bit of research at the moment, please do chuck any of your projects in there that you want us to have a look at, and then we'll follow on from there. So someone said about Bax. Let's have a look at Bax. BAX. So Bax is BAB token. I've heard of BAB token as well. Not one I'm actually familiar with, but 0.03 cents. Market cap 17 million. BAB has migrated to a new contract address. So let's have a look at the new contract address. Same project, different contract address. Okay, 64 billion supply. Appears to be operating on a similar wavelength. Okay, let's go back. Okay, let's have a look at the charts. So all-time chart on BAB BAX. CMC chart starts in 2018. So it has seen a bit of a bear market, and it did do relatively well in the last bull run, not achieving all-time high, but pretty good, achieving 0.19 or 0.2 cents. So there is a possibility of a decent return on this one if it returns to its previous high in the previous bull run. But even if you say it only does half of that again, let's say it only goes to 0.07 or 0.08 cents, you're still quite a long way off from where we are right now. So it's probably still worth a look. What do they actually do? So it's an FCA registered fintech platform based in London. Tick. FCA registered. You ain't mucking about if you do that. Available in 60 plus countries, provide accessible financial services to the unbanked and underbanked on a global scale. This immediately is very much an interest to me. ultimate goal of running on its own mainnet as well as a new financial services like hybrid business accounts. I like it. I immediately like things like this, things that have practical use case and are FCA or SEC approved. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So I'm going to follow it immediately because I want to keep an eye on this one. 34,000 followers. Pinned tweet March 10th. Tweeting pretty much daily, which is excellent to see. So they're maintaining a social presence. Let's go have a look at the website. How far down the line are they? Is there a working platform in place? Okay, so we're talking apps. That's good. You can download something on here now. Oh, no, it's going to reload because I've accepted the cookies. Inclusive financial services to the world. Roadmap, crypto. Let's go. Roadmap. Let's see what they've got planned. And are they ticking things off as they go? Okay. So the roadmap does at least go into 2023. That's good. The website's actually not looking too bad at all. You got an app that you need to download. It's got a link to the blog. What is Currency X? Let's have a look at Currency X. If I read the light paper, I might get an idea. But I think again, this one, BAB or BAX, is probably worth a look. Let's go back to let's go back to CMC. Let's actually just see. So it's got a market cap of 17 million, fully diluted is 22. Okay, so let's say that this does take off and it becomes an FCA approved, regulated kind of cryptocurrency bank account type thing. It's a pretty small market cap. So I'm probably going to have a look at BAX as well. Not the micro cap that I was after, but it's a pretty small micro cap if it takes off. Right, okay, let's go back to your comments. Thank you. Do you think SVB UK bought so quickly in UK to give us a crypto bank convenient? I mean, we're completely in the realm of hypothesizing kind of theory, but yes, it could have been HSBC. SVB Bank UK. SVB UK was already a UK trading arm, and HSBC, rather than developing their own crypto infrastructure and contacts by acquiring SVB UK, have inherited that. So I think you're right. It could be a really good move from HSBC. They probably bought a lot of their infrastructure and maybe not their debts. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. HSBC might have done it to get ahead. SVB was it the leading crypto bank, and now HSBC own the UK arm of that. So it would be a very, very clever move to buy the infrastructure of that UK organisation and maybe set HSBC up for inheriting that infrastructure and therefore UK dominance in crypto. It's a good theory. I like that one, Mark. Any new layer ones that you are liking? Layer ones. I think the only layer one that I'm really waiting for is Sui Network. I want to see what that does. There's lots of layer twos and ZK rollups and things and scaling solutions that I'm liking. Arbitrum, ZK Sync. Optimism is good, but it's already kind of out and establishing itself with Coinbase, etc. I want to look for something even newer. So layer ones are a bit different. Let's have a look and see if we can get layer ones. Come on. Interesting. It doesn't let you filter by layer one. Okay. Well, no. So yeah, Sui Network is the only one I'm actually looking for at the moment. What's going to happen with cryptocurrencies price today? Do I think? Honestly, I couldn't say. We've got the CPI data coming out today. Bitcoin obviously had a great reaction to some very bad news with SVB. We dipped and then really rallied very, very strongly. We are consolidating on the hourly sideways. And I think that might happen until we actually get the CPI data out. If things go as well as we hope, it could be very, very good. If not, it will be very, very bad. And as I don't know what the news is, I can't say. So undecided, but we really do just need to watch the news today. What's the ticker for SWE Network? There isn't one. It's in beta testing phase, so it's not actually out yet. So this is something we've been monitoring in terms of airdrops. We've been participating in the Discord in the testnet. It just takes time. There's nothing to pay for doing this, and there's a possibility that you could get an airdrop just like the people that did Aptos did. So yeah, we're testing the SWE Network, the beta testing, and in the hope of getting an airdrop. What I would say, actually, I'm just looking up at the chart on Bitcoin on the hourly. We are starting to see the Bollinger Bands squeeze, and we are above the EMA. So I think it's likely that we will experience a pullback on Bitcoin, especially because we have got the CPI data coming out later today. That could be bad. But also the stochastic RSI is very, very low. So, like I said, with charts, it's all guesswork and estimation. We do generally see rule of thumb is if the Bollinger Band squeezes, it's going to move in one direction or the other, depending on whether we're above or below that EMA line. We are quite close to it, and the stochastic RSI is very low, so we could come to the upside, but I would still favour a move to the downside, especially with CPI data looming, and we don't really know what the news is going to be. ZK project you recommended. ZK Sync is going to be a very good layer 2. I think ZK Sync's looking very, very good. But I'm really, really, really bullish on Arbitrum and the Arbitrum ecosystem. I've got quite a few bits and pieces in there. GMX, MUX, Mycelium, Chromatica, Camelot, which is Grail token. There's a lot in the Arbitrum ecosystem that is very exciting. If you like DeFi protocols, perpetual trading exchanges, then they're the ones you want to be in. That's the kind of arena you want to be in. Thank you for the follow, Declan. Appreciate that, buddy. How do you invest in Arbitrum? Arbitrum does not yet have a token. There is no confirmation that there will be a token. Unlike Optimism, it doesn't have any VC investors. It's a private company. There is a co-company that have come in and invested $120 million. So the only way that they could make out good money would be to release a token. So I do believe that there will be one. Hence why I'm heavily involved in Arbitrum Network. There is the testnet's done and dusted. So we're literally on mainnet. So we're just using mainnet in the hope that there'll be airdrops from these projects. But Arbitrum's ecosystem is very good. There isn't a token yet. So I would say invest in the ecosystem. If you research projects that are launching an ecosystem or go into Discords and Telegram groups with regards to Arbitrum, it's a very, very, very bullish environment. And there's a lot of people going into Arbitrum. So I do think it's going to be utilized very, very heavily. As I said, especially in DeFi and protocols and perpetual exchanges, I think it's going to be very, very strong. Of course, it's Ethereum based. It's a scaling solution. It's very cheap. It's very fast, but also it's much more secure than others. So whereas ZK Sync and Optimism are very, very fast and cheap, ZK Sync, Arbitrum's gone the other way. It's sacrificed a little bit of speed for security. It's a layered roll-up solution. So rather than just being linear and processing transactions in the roll-up process, there are layers of roll-up process which make it more secure. So yes, it's a little bit slower, and I mean fractionally slower, maybe 10, 15 seconds for a transaction to go through. If you're taking money on or off the mainnet, that is slow. But I think the idea is you could use, you don't have to use the Arbitrum bridge. You could use maybe something like Orbiter Finance, and it would be maybe 3-5 minutes to get your money off. Getting your money on and off the mainnet on Ethereum has always been a very slow process. That hasn't changed. But when you're on the network, when you're on Arbitrum, when you're on ZK Sync, it's incredibly fast, comparatively. And as I said, ZK Sync is faster than Arbitrum, but it is not as secure. And if I'm playing around in DeFi, financing protocols, perpetual exchanges, I want security. So I would go Arbitrum. Expected date for end of Ripple lawsuit. I don't think there is going to be an end of the Ripple lawsuit. I think we will find settlement on elements of the case. We will settle one or two bits and pieces, and then we'll go to trial. The trial will probably go ahead to establish if XRP was sold as a security, because Ripple are adamant that they want to be declared not a security, and the SEC are pretty adamant that they are. So I think we're at loggerheads on that one. We could have some settlement rulings in Ripple's favor, but I think ultimately we're probably going to trial. Just as well, looking up, Bitcoin's just flashed green on the hourly chart, which is pretty good. As I said, the stochastic RSI has just turned up. It looks like it's a real battle actually at the moment on the hourly. So let's zoom in a little bit. I don't really care about this short-term action on 15 minutes. I'm a long-term investor, but it is interesting to see what's going to happen on the market today. So, 15-minute chart, we've pretty much gone sideways since mid-afternoon yesterday. So we're definitely consolidating, and we were just waiting to see what the news is today. I think once we know what that news is, that will drive the market one way or the other. If it's good news and interest rates and things are low, then the market will go upwards. If we see 0.5% on interest, we'll probably see a big pullback. We don't want to see that, and obviously the thing is as well. There's a flip side to this. It'll be a short-term bullish momentum, I think, for crypto, because ultimately, if they don't increase interest rates, inflation's not being tackled. And they're turning on the money printer to try and fight the bank problem. So bail-ins, not good. Dodo Finance looks pretty good. I haven't, not one I own or dived into yet, but Dodo is looking okay. HSBC did not buy SVB for crypto. There is a lot of UK startups associated with SVB potential. I mean, we don't really know. I mean, I don't know the reasons why HSBC bought SVB. We were just theorizing that maybe it was to do with crypto as well. But you're right, there are a lot of other things that SVB UK did, including the UK startups. So we don't really know at this moment. Well, I don't really know at this moment in time because I didn't see the contract of purchase. But I'm sure that they'll announce the main intentions for that moving forward very soon. Gas prices, funny, transferred some HBAR from exchanges and took almost 1 hour. That's not good. But I suspect HBAR withdrawals are quite busy. I think probably people are a bit scared of HBAR at the moment after they've had issues. Thank you for the share, Matty. I appreciate that, buddy. Right then, folks. I've got to start winding it up now, so I do apologise. 50k must have been a dream. The 7 seconds, apparently. Avon is at the door. That was a follower. How dare you? Right then, folks, I am going to wind it up there. CPI data out later today. I'm expecting the market to become a little bit nervous today, so we might see some downside. As I said, the Bollinger Bands are squeezing in. The stochastic RSI is very low, but where we are, I would expect some downside if you read the Bollinger Band. However, stochastic RSI being so low, we might just go sideways. But yeah, the news is going to be everything for the next day or so, so we'll see what happens. Check in with you later. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.